right, welcome everybody. Aesop Grimm here, and this is episode number 1 and chronicle number 1 of our Mass Effect Legendary Edition series. It's made up of Mass Effect 1, Mass Effect 2, Mass Effect 3. I'm going to do a chronicle for each one of those. So this one, obviously being chronicle number 1, is Mass Effect number 1. I've been in the game up to the first mission where you run into the first Ashley Williams cutscene. I did that in order to set sound volumes for things like guns and music in relation to my voice level. And so hopefully all of that is right. If it's not, you'll never know it because I'll delete this recording. I'll go in, I'll fix everything, and then I'll start over again. So let's go ahead and get the timer started. In this episode, it might be a little shorter. It might be a little longer. I don't know. This Mass Effect game, I might not do my 30-minute episodes like I normally do. We'll have to see how it goes. I'm going to be looking more for natural stop points, I think. But in this particular episode, we're going to do character creation. I've already got the character preset saved. We're going to do all of the dialogue options on the SSV Normandy, and we're going to get boots on the ground for the first mission, and then that's going to wrap it up for this episode. And episode 2 is where we are going to actually begin the action of the first mission. So we'll hit start new career.
Welcome to Alliance Military Database. Classified information requested. Establishing secure connection. Secure connection confirmed.
Okay, we're going to do enter new ID, custom mail.
Please log in to access your profile.
I'm going to name him Aesop. I thought about going with Grimm. That's what I normally do. But that makes me think of a gritty character. Maybe a mean Commander Shepard or even an evil one. And I'm not doing that in a playthrough. That would have to be a parody playthrough because it would be awkward. I'm not going to be the guy that can pull that off real well, I don't think. I tend to be a Paragon type in all the games I play. And I'm not doing a parody playthrough of Mass Effect. I wouldn't even entertain doing a parody playthrough of Mass Effect. I'll leave that to other people. This game is serious business for me. I like this game a lot. I do. I really like it. All right, let's hit next. We're going to have to pick our background.
Warning, data corruption detected. Please reconstruct profile.
Now, I'll be straight up with you here.
History.
The only one here that appeals to me is colonist. I don't like the idea of being a military brat. I don't really know why. Maybe because it kind of shoehorns you into the military way of thinking. And I mean, it's not that it does that. It maybe it lends itself to a perception where we could assume that Shepard only thinks in terms of militaristic views and has no dynamic. I mean, this is coming from somebody who did 20 years in the military, right? Has no dynamic understanding of society or its various nuances. You know, it just, none of that necessarily has to be true. And you might actually see me select Spacer. I have to think about it. But I think it lends itself to a stereotype. Colonist, I think, is very interesting, but I did play Colonist whenever I played through years ago, right? Prior to YouTube and all that, when this game first came out in 2007. But Colonist, let's just, I guess, read all of them. For Spacer, both of your parents were in the Alliance military. Your childhood was spent on ships and stations as they transferred from posting to posting, never staying in one location for more than a few years. Following in your parents' footsteps, you enlisted at the age of 18. Now, one part that does appeal to me about this is the transitory nature, and that's because it parallels with me. I was not a military brat, and I wouldn't say I moved around I don't know if I would use the word a lot, because I've known people who moved a whole heck of a lot more than me, but I never stayed anywhere for longer than 4 years until I was 28 years old. And that began a tour of duty in Idaho where I stayed for 12 years. And prior to that, I was never anywhere longer than 4 years. Usually a little bit short, usually shorter than that. So part of this appeals to me, but part of it doesn't. Colonist, I like. You were born and raised on Mindwar, a small border colony in the Attican Traverse. When you were 16, slavers raided Mindwar, slaughtering your family and friends. You were saved by a passing Alliance patrol, and you enlisted with the military a few years later. So this differs in that, well, for one, there's the obvious tragedy there. I'm not saying that appeals to me necessarily, but this is somebody who has different motivations. They didn't join the military because it's a family tradition or, trying to be like dad or any kind of expectations like that, or even that your whole life was spent around the military, and so it was almost a foregone conclusion that you would go that route yourself. This is somebody who would more maybe join the military because they've seen some stuff and they understand, okay, a properly functioning military would prevent that. This is like somebody who maybe grew up in an inner city seeing terrible violence and then joined a police force because they decided to do something about it, right? And then you have Earthborn. You are an orphan raised on the streets of the great megatropolises covering Earth. You escaped the life of petty crime and underworld gangs by enlisting with the Alliance military when you turned 18. Normally this one's my least favorite because it sounds too, for lack of a better word, I think cheesy, maybe stereotypical. But now I'm actually kind of thinking it over. You were an orphan raised on the streets, so didn't know his parents. Streets of cities covering Earth. This could be like Bean from Ender's Game. You escaped the life of petty crime and underworld gangs by enlisting with the Alliance military. This is kind of like somebody who grew up in a really inner city environment and escaped that life through sports. Excelled at sports and then disciplined themselves, kept their nose out of trouble, made the grades they needed to make. They had a way out and they seized it and then worked towards that and worked on themselves, bettered themselves. That's kind of a heroic backstory, in my opinion, because you're going against the grain of the society that your immediate surroundings. It takes an independent thinker and some brains and some guts. This is kind of appealing to me some. Which one? I think it would be between Colonist and Earthborn. Since I played Colonist before, I suppose I'm going to take Earthborn.
Confirm psychological profile.
All right, now this one I'm sold on. Let's start from the bottom because we're going to go Soul Survivor. Oh, no, excuse me. We're going to go War Hero. Ruthless. Throughout your military career, you have held fast to one basic rule. Get the job done. You've been called cold, calculating, and brutal. Your reputation for ruthless efficiency makes your fellow soldiers wary of you. But when failure is not an option, the military always goes to you first. That reads interesting. I think it's an interesting story, if not stereotypical. All of these are stereotypical, right? They're all is the word trope. I don't know. I use the word stereotype. But it is interesting. The problem with this is that I don't think I would play it well. It doesn't fit how I am. When we go through this series, guys, you're going to be hearing me think out loud. I'm going to be going over decisions and stuff. And this one, I just don't think I could consistently role play this. Soul Survivor is what I played whenever I went through my first playthrough. I think it was my only playthrough back in 2007. This is also the one that I see people pick the most because War Hero also is awfully cliche. That's the word I'm looking for. Awfully cliche. But Soul Survivor, during your service, a mission you were on went horribly wrong. Trapped in an extreme survival situation, you had to overcome physical torments and psychological stresses that would have broken most people. You survived while all those around you fell, and now you are alone. Now you alone are left to tell the tale. Okay, so they're all prototypes, right? Cliches. I think most people avoid this because most people have a hard time it doesn't intuitively it kind of kicks against most people's, I don't know, what would you say, morals, their sense of self, things like that. But this one right here always, it kind of made me think, that's kind of talking you like you survived things that nobody else could. That line, psychological stresses that would have broken most people, okay, physical torments and psychological stresses that would have broken most people. So I guess what they're getting at, all of these are going to have to read a certain way. Shepard is a cut above. I think we need to just accept that he's not just a normal person. He has, maybe we can say that he's got strengths and weaknesses like anybody else, but mental toughness is one of his areas that he's strong in. This one also super cliche, and I think that's why people end up settling on Soul Survivor. Early in your military career, you found yourself facing an overwhelming enemy force. You risked your own life to save your fellow soldiers and defeat the enemy despite the impossible odds. Your bravery and heroism have earned you medals and recognition from the Alliance fleet. I would have liked this a lot more if it really just kind of left it like that, because not every medal is a Medal of Honor. Medal of Honor is go through and look at all the Medal of Honor recipients. You're only going to find like 2 or 3 that are still alive. Most of the time you lose your life doing the kinds of things needed to get awarded a Medal of Honor. But there are Bronze Stars out there. There are Purple Hearts. There are medals that you can get for exemplary and individual conduct. And valor, personal valor, and self-sacrifice that don't have to be you took out an entire regiment by yourself. They don't have to be like that. They can be within the context of working with a team, but you put your life on the line to help others. And I would have really liked that. The thing is that when you get early in the mission, when you select this, you do find out that the way that the Mass Effect writers wrote it was intended to be, you were totally the superhero of the day. You put the cape on and you salvaged the situation from all those other losers that couldn't get the job done, and you just cleaned house. You came to do 2 things and you were all out of bubble gum. That kind of a thing. But that's okay. I think this one fits my character that I made the best.
Confirm military specialization.
So we're going to take that. And then we're going to be a Vanguard. Vanguards are biotic warriors. They combine biotics and weapons to take down opponents and are especially deadly at short range. They specialize in pistols and shotguns and wear medium armor.
Confirm facial identification.
We are going to change. This is the iconic Shepard. I think it's a terrific looking Shepard. I don't know what model they got to model him off of, but the voice acting I think is good. The character looks terrific. It's not just that he's good looking, and he is. He's good looking. It's that he fits the whole action figure. I mean, they're the expressions, and how those are some crazy eyes, and stuff like that. So that's a great character to play if you're just in a hurry. I think he fits the role real well. He never looks out of place. The entire game was written with this face and body language in mind. But I went with my own custom appearance. And it was, hold on. Well, that doesn't look right at all. That is not my guy. Hold on. Hold on, man. We're off to a great start. I've deleted all my saves too. That's frustrating. Oh, that didn't even put in the thing that I copied. Hold on. Oh, thank goodness, man. This better not mess up. I'll be one sore son of a gun after working on it like I did. There we go. Son of a gun, man. They scared me there for a minute. This is our guy. You see the salt and pepper hair. This is the Spaniard. This is a soul patch. I couldn't think of what it was called before. The whole Spaniard pirate kind of look. And kept him with blue eyes because I thought that went with silver hair better. Like I have brown hair. I believe when my hair goes gray, it will go gray. And this guy has silver. Well, you know what? But I gave him black right here, kind of a blackish. It doesn't matter. I thought the ice blue eyes went best with it. And there were a couple different blue options. I wanted that ice blue. So he looks pretty good in game too. The only thing that I really kind of waffled on was there was another hair choice. And it was this one. And this actually makes him look like Tony Stark's dad. I don't remember that guy's name. But the guy from the first Captain America movie, Tony Stark's dad. And in game, he kind of looks like Tony Stark's dad. He does, you know. But I thought this was the best one. And if I gave it an overall concept, I would say this is clean-cut Shepard. And he does. He looks clean-cut. Everything looks professional about this guy. So let's hit finalize.
Profile reconstruction complete.
We are Aesop Shepard. We are Earthborn. We're a war hero. And we're a vanguard. We'll confirm it.
Identification confirmed.
I think I'm going to try for hardcore. I am not a very skilled gamer, guys. I love games. I play them to no end. I've been playing them for years. But I've never really been excellent at them from a skill perspective. So I might have to back this down to veteran, but I'd like to try for hardcore. I have heard a number of people say Insanity was very rewarding because it was tough. But all it does is it makes the bosses bullet sponges. And so actually it can get really tedious. And I heard one person say he didn't think it was appropriate for a Let's Play style for YouTube. It's just, it might be good for a personal playthrough. So that was enough to make me, in combination with doubts of my own skill level, to go with hardcore. And we might even need to bounce that down to veteran, because that's what that guy was talking about. When you're doing a Let's Play, you're commenting. So your attention is split, and you guys have heard me talk about this before. You can't play to the apex of your own personal ability while you're trying to comment and talk. So there we go. I think I'll keep all these defaults and we'll hit accept. And here we go, guys.
Well, what about Shepard? Earthborn, but no record of his family.
Doesn't have one. He was raised on the streets, learned to look out for himself.
He proved himself during the Blitz. Held off enemy forces on the ground until reinforcements arrived.
He's the only reason Elysium is still standing.
We can't question his courage.
Humanity needs a hero, and Shepard's the best we've got.
I'll make the call.
In the year 2148, explorers on Mars discovered the remains of an ancient spacefaring civilization. In the decades that followed, these mysterious artifacts revealed startling new technologies, enabling travel to the furthest stars. The basis for this incredible technology was a force that controlled the very fabric of space and time. They called it the greatest discovery in human history. The rest of the galaxy called it Mass Effect.
The Arcturus Prime relay is in range. Initiating transmission sequence.
Commander?
We are connected. Calculating transit mass and destination. The relay is hot, acquiring approach vector. All stations secure for transit.
There's our boy.
The board is green. Approach run has begun.
I thought about just going with the mustache, but I thought the soul patch looked good.
Hitting the relay in 3, 2, 1. Thrusters, check. Navigation, check. Internal emissions sync engaged. All systems online. Drift, just under 1500K.
1500 is good. Your captain will be pleased.
I hate that guy.
Nihilus gave you a compliment, so you hate him.
You remember to zip up your jumpsuit on the way out of the bathroom? That's good. I just jumped us halfway across the galaxy and hit a target the size of a pinhead, so that's incredible. Besides, Spectres are trouble. I don't like having them on board. Call me paranoid.
You're paranoid. The Council helped fund this project. They have a right to send someone to keep an eye on their investment.
Yeah, that is the official story, but only an idiot believes the official story.
Man, this game is so well voice acted. Oh gosh, this is going to be good. All right. I agree. No, I don't think that's appropriate for an officer to say at this point in time. Neither do I necessarily want to tell him cut the chatter. I'm going to go with you're overreacting.
You always expect the worst.
Well, bad feelings are an occupational hazard. But we don't go anywhere unless there's a good reason, so what are we doing here?
Joker, status report.
Just cleared the mass relay, Captain. Stealth systems engaged. Everything looks solid.
Good. Find a comm buoy and link us into the network. I want mission reports relayed back to Alliance Brass before we reach Eden Prime.
Aye, aye, Captain. Better brace yourself, sir. I think Nihilus is headed your way.
He's already here, Lieutenant. Tell Commander Shepard to meet me in the comm room for a debriefing.
You get that, Commander?
You made him mad. That's what I would say personally, right? If we were just bros, if we're coworkers, but complaints go uphill, not downhill. So you're not going to do that, right? Neither are you going to ask if he's upset. Everybody heard it. You could tell he's upset. Just neutral. Okay, we all know what happened there. Both guys shook their head, right? Just leave it alone. They'll work it out between themselves.
I'm on my way.
Is it me or does the captain always sound a little pissed off?
Only when he's talking to you, Joker.
All right, so here's our dude. I think he looks good. I really liked how this character turned out, and it's at all of the angles. If I had a quibble, it would be the nose, and Mass Effect just simply doesn't give you a lot that you can do with a nose. But I love the hairline. I like how neat it is. I think it goes well with the mustache. Like I told you in the intro, I think he looks like the consummate grizzled leatherneck, like a gunny, the gunnery sergeant in the Marines. He looks sharp. He looks real sharp. All right, let's go engage in some dialect. Dialogue.
They're always on a mission.
And we're getting dragged. Congratulations, Commander. Looks like we had a smooth run. You heading down to see the captain?
Well, we stopped to talk to him. I think it would be weird to just leave off with this. Let's go. This seems nosy, but I think I would have said, hey, what are you guys talking about? Or I would ask him, I would do a pretext, like, hey, what's the status of such and such? And then, hey, what were you guys chatting about? Or how do you feel about this mission? Yada, yada, set it up. But try it. You want to find out how these guys are feeling about things.
Sounds like you don't trust our Turian guest.
Sorry, Commander, just having a chat with Adams down at engineering. I didn't mean to cause any trouble. But you have to admit, something's odd about this mission. The whole crew feels it.
Yeah, that's not an invalid take. Let's see, what do you mean? Leading questions, these are always good. They're neutral, they don't upset people. It's a good way to get people to open up and just express what they feel, what they're thinking.
You think the Alliance brass is holding out on us?
If all we're supposed to do is test out the stealth system, why is Captain Anderson in charge? And then there's Nihilus. Spectres are elite operatives, top covert agents. Why send a Spectre, a Turian Spectre, on a shakedown run? It doesn't add up.
Right. Okay. Me personally, I don't know what the backstory is. How long have these guys been together? It's my impression that this team has not been together long. I don't want to press too hard. I want to more introduce myself, get to know people, get the temperature of the room, so to speak, to find out what issues I may have to address in the future. And that's about it. I'm not trying to step on toes right now. I'll look into it. No, I don't think I would say that. I'm hoping that goodbye has something that's sort of I don't want him to just say goodbye. But I don't want to commit to either positive or negative.
I better head down and see the captain.
Well, that was awkward.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I would have taken the top choice if I had that to do over again. All right.
I grew up on Eden Prime, Doc. It's not the kind of place Spectres visit.
I should have done that. That was my instinct, to go with the top choice.
What do you think, Commander? We won't be staying on Eden Prime too long, will we? I'm itching for some real action.
I sincerely hope you're kidding, Corporal. Your real action usually ends with me patching up crew members in the infirmary.
My man here is young. I want to keep his enthusiasm going. I'm going to count on the doctor's maturity to allow me to platform off of her a little bit. I can get with her later, or even in the course of this conversation. But I want him to know and understand. I want to encourage him to be proactive. At the same time, I don't want him to be too proactive. So I'm going to lead off here with part of the job.
Marines are meant to fight. You just fix us up when we're done.
I know how things work, Commander. I've seen my share of combat, but it's foolish to go looking for trouble. You could both take a lesson from the captain. He's not afraid of combat, but he knows the value of restraint, too.
Sorry, Doc, but this waiting's killing me. I've never been on a mission like this before, not one with a Spectre on board.
Yeah, again, okay, I think I'm getting the hand of this. The bottom one is always something rough and gruff and kind of stupid. Because, again, the way that he phrased that, I didn't want to throw the doc under the bus. I was more wanting to encourage the young man to be, well, what young men do. They're vigorous. They're highly motivated. All right, sorry, Doc, but this waiting's killing. Not one with a Spectre on board. I've never been on a mission like this. Okay. I don't want to say you'll do fine. Let's investigate. Gosh, I just said I wouldn't investigate.
What can you tell me about Nihilus?
Turians are generally well respected by the other species. Their fleet has more patrols protecting Citadel space than any other. They don't always get on well with us, though. Some people find them too rigid. Others still blame them for the First Contact War. As for Nihilus, I haven't said more than 2 words to him. He usually only speaks to the captain.
I heard Nihilus once took down an entire enemy platoon all by himself. Man, I can't believe I'm on a mission with an actual Spectre.
Okay. Well, maybe I do like the investigate part before I go into that room with the captain. Oh, that's another thing. I probably should have already been there.
What do you know about the Spectres?
Only what I've heard. Spectre agents work directly for the Citadel Council. They usually work alone or in small groups. Spectres don't have any official power, though. Basically, they're a shadow organization with a mandate to preserve and protect galactic stability.
Protect it at any cost. Don't forget that part. Spectres operate above the law.
Well, I would normally say that's dangerous. Nobody should be above the law. But let's not speak into it, especially with a young cadet here. I don't want to throw too many opinions out there. I need to know more about what we're dealing with.
You're from Eden Prime, aren't you, Jenkins? What's it like?
It's very peaceful, Commander. They've been real careful with development, so you don't have any city noise or pollution. My parents lived on the outskirts of the colony. At night, I used to climb this big hill and stare across the fields back at the lights from the main settlement. It was gorgeous. But when I got older, I realized it was a little too calm and quiet for me. That's why I joined the Alliance. Even Paradise gets boring after a while.
See, that's the kind of stuff that I kind of anticipated we would be finding out, just to kind of get to know the crew.
Any idea why Eden Prime was chosen as our destination?
Not really sure, Commander. Eden Prime's one of our most stable colonies. Good place to take the Normandy for a shakedown run, I guess. No real danger there. There's gotta be something else going on. We've got a Spectre on board. That's why I'm so wound up. I can't wait for the real mission to start.
And this is where I want to tone them down just a little bit. Just a little bit, because you can't be too antsy.
Do your job, follow my orders, and there won't be any problems.
Easy for you to say. You proved yourself in the Blitz. Everybody knows what you can do. This is my big chance. I need to show the brass what I can do.
No, that's the wrong attitude. This is the kind of career that all that stuff is going to come to you by nature. If you go chasing it, you're going to get everybody killed. I'm going to tell them, don't play the hero.
This mission isn't about personal glory, Corporal. We have a job to do. Don't do anything stupid to mess it up.
Don't worry, sir. I'm not going to screw this up.
Okay. Now, that's what I was setting out to do whenever I first started talking to him. I wanted to encourage him on the one hand and then cool him down on the other. This is controlled aggression. Controlled aggression.
The captain's waiting for me.
Goodbye, Commander.
All right. I did not like that he threw the doctor under the bus like that. I would not have done that if I had a do-over.
Commander Shepard, I was hoping you'd get here first. It will give us a chance to talk.
What about?
I'm interested in this world we're going to, Eden Prime. I've heard it's quite beautiful.
They say it's a paradise.
Yes, a paradise. Serene, tranquil, safe. Eden Prime has become something of a symbol for your people, hasn't it? Proof that humanity can not only establish colonies across the galaxy, but also protect them. But how safe is it really?
Well, part of me senses where he's going with it, and I want to kind of just, hey, cut to the chase. You know, you and I, point received. I heard you loud and clear. What's your point? But I think I'm going to be a little bit more diplomatic than that.
Do you know something?
Your people are still newcomers, Shepard. The galaxy can be a very dangerous place. Is the Alliance truly ready for this?
I think it's about time we told the Commander what's really going on.
This mission is far more than a simple shakedown run.
Yeah. Everybody on the ship kind of knows that.
I already figured that out.
We're making a covert pickup on Eden Prime. That's why we needed the stealth systems operational.
We're making a covert pickup. That's why we need stealth. Why the secrecy? Well, he just told you. No, but... Well, he's... Okay, so the question is, why a covert pickup? Need to know. We're the commander on the ground here. It's certainly not this. I think actually I'm going to go right here. What are we picking up? The captain's job is to be asking questions like this. That's the operational level. You're at the tactical level. Your job is to just simply find out the details of what you need to accomplish the task at hand, and that's it.
What's the payload, Captain?
A research team on Eden Prime unearthed some kind of beacon during an excavation. It was Prothean.
I thought the Protheans vanished 50,000 years ago.
Their legacy still remains. The mass relays, the Citadel, our ship drives. It's all based on Prothean technology.
This is big, Shepard. The last time humanity made a discovery like this, it jumped our technology forward 200 years. But Eden Prime doesn't have the facilities to handle something like this. We need to bring the beacon back to the Citadel for proper study.
Obviously, this goes beyond mere human interests, Commander. This discovery could affect every species in Council space.
I like this one. I don't want to fawn over him, right? Neither do I want to be negative. I certainly wouldn't go this route, so that leaves this one.
Are we expecting trouble?
I'm always expecting trouble.
There's more, Shepard. Nihilus isn't just here for the beacon. He's also here to evaluate you.
No, we'll go with Y.
What's going on, Captain?
The Alliance has been pushing for this for a long time. Humanity wants a larger role in shaping interstellar policy. We want more say with the Citadel Council. The Spectres represent the Council's power and authority. If they accept a human into their ranks, it shows how far the Alliance has come.
You held off an enemy assault during the Blitz single-handed. You showed not only courage, but also incredible skill. That's why I put your name forward as a candidate for the Spectres.
I don't think this would be applicable. Number one, it's almost a foregone conclusion that the captain supports it because I think he has a lot of say in the Alliance, but even if he didn't, he has been told. And so he's going to carry out his orders. I would kind of be inquisitive, why me?
Why would a Turian want a human in the Spectres?
Not all Turians resent humanity. Some of us see the potential of your species. We see what you have to offer to the rest of the galaxy, and to the Spectres. We are an elite group. It's rare to find an individual with the skills we seek. I don't care that you're human, Shepard. I only care that you can do the job.
Fair enough. That was a good question to ask of the Turians, given that we've already found out that they, in general, as a species, find us to be very sketchy. Let's go. What's the next step?
Just tell me what I have to do.
I need to see your skills for myself, Commander. Eden Prime will be the first of several missions together.
You'll be in charge of the ground team. Secure the beacon and get it onto the ship ASAP. Nihilus will accompany you to observe the mission.
What do you know about the Protheans?
Just what they taught us in school. They were a technologically advanced species that ruled the galaxy 50,000 years ago. Then they vanished. Nobody really knows how or why, though I've heard plenty of theories. But everyone agrees galactic civilization wouldn't exist without them.
Their citadel is the very heart of galactic society, and without their mass relays, interstellar travel would be impossible. We all owe the Protheans a great debt.
These are the kinds of questions I really don't think that we would ask in real life. I think we just go right there. But for the story, it's nice to know.
I'd like to know more about Eden Prime before we touch down.
It's a peaceful farming world, but it represents something much bigger. Eden Prime is one of our oldest and most successful colonies. It proved we were ready to face the challenges of settling new worlds, to forge a place for humanity beyond Earth. It symbolizes humanity's growth and evolution as a spacefaring species. And after this, it will be known as the world where humans made a discovery of galactic importance.
Okay. So we contribute to the galactic, I guess, pool.
Why is this beacon so important?
All advanced galactic civilization is based on Prothean technology, even yours.
If we hadn't discovered those Prothean ruins buried on Mars, we'd still be stuck on Earth. That was just a small data cache. Who knows what we can learn from this beacon? What if it's a weapons archive? We can't let it fall into the wrong hands.
What do you mean, wrong hands?
Like who?
The Attican Traverse isn't the most stable sector of Citadel space. There are plenty of raiders and criminal groups active in the region. They might figure a Prothean beacon is worth the risk of attacking an Alliance ship. Plus, Eden Prime is right on the border of the Terminus systems.
What's the Terminus systems?
The Attican Traverse is under Citadel protection. If the Terminus systems attack, it's an act of war.
Technically, yes. But some of the species in the Terminus might be willing to start a war over this.
The last thing the Council wants is to get dragged into a major conflict with the Terminus systems. We have to keep this low-key.
Okay, so humanity is in a precarious position here. We're being evaluated by the overall intergalactic community, while at the same time finding ourselves in a position now where we've made a discovery that might be enticing enough that it causes the galaxy and the Terminus systems to end up in an intergalactic war. So we do not want to bungle this up at all. It would brand us. It would probably take centuries for us to overcome the skepticism.
Just give the word, Captain.
We should be getting close to Eden.
Captain, we got a problem.
What's wrong, Joker?
Transmission from Eden Prime, sir. You better see this.
Bring it up on screen.
Get down!
We are under attack, taking heavy casualties. I repeat, heavy casualties. We can't get evac. They came out of nowhere. We need...
Everything cuts out after that. No comm traffic at all. Just goes dead. There's nothing.
Reverse and hold at 38.5. Status report.
17 minutes out, Captain. No other Alliance ships in the area.
Take us in, Joker, fast and quiet. This mission just got a lot more complicated.
A small strike team can move quickly, without drawing attention. It's our best chance to secure the beacon.
Grab your gear and meet us in the cargo hold. Tell Alenko and Jenkins to suit up, Commander. You're going in.
Engaging stealth systems. Somebody was doing some serious digging here, Captain.
Your team's the muscle in this operation, Commander. Go in heavy and head straight for the dig site.
What about survivors, Captain?
Helping survivors is a secondary objective. The beacon's your top priority.
Approaching drop point 1.
Nihilus, you're coming with us?
I move faster on my own.
Nihilus will scout out ahead. He'll feed you status reports throughout the mission. Otherwise, I want radio silence.
Okay, understood, Captain.
Ready and able, sir.
The mission's yours now, Shepard. Good luck.
I like how they
approaching drop point 2.
increased the volume of his voice, you know, because they were thinking about the open cargo door with the wind. I mean, that's how it would turn out for real.
Ship perimeter secured, Commander.
All right, so here we are. Let's go ahead and save it right here. Or is it equip, squad, save? New save, save game.
This place got hit hard, Commander. Hostiles everywhere. Keep your guard up.
All right, guys. And that's the closeout here for episode number 1. In the next episode, we'll actually do the mission. And we'll meet Ashley. And we'll find out what's going on here on Eden Prime. So again, I'm Aesop Grimm. Thank you for coming by the channel. I hope everything is well in your neck of the woods. And this is Christmas Eve, so Merry Christmas to everybody. And I'll see you in the next episode where this story continues.